Hello, welcome to your prompt for today. It is horizon, and also it means that this picture only has the horizon left to do. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have loved to see the progress pictures. So let's jump straight into it, and then we can tidy up any parts of our picture that maybe we kind of feel need to be tidied up. I know some of you have been doing two of them, but let's go. Let's do a little hillside over here that comes down to a valley. So it comes a little bit straight, and then as we head past the back of the face, it goes back up into another hillside. That's quite nice, isn't it? So down here, we're going to have some horizontal lines of different kind of things that happen in valleys, like I guess maybe crops, those little patchworky kind of lines that we have down there. We can extend some of these mountains that we did earlier down the page, and we can also do another like mountain ridge if we wanted to. We pretty much can do whatever we want. It's our picture. But I'm just going to make sure I keep going down into that valley. It's going to help with my feelings of remoteness as well. And then over here, a lot flatter near the lake. So we'll just have a little gentle hill. So quite a few different lines in there. Let me show you what they look like when I'm using my pen. So I have been using a 0.05, but I also have a 0.2. So it's a bit thicker than the 0.05, which we used for, say, the fruit. But it's not as thick as the really thick one. So it's kind of in the middle. So I've got these lines, a few gentle hills on the bank of the lake, and then we have the start of our mountains that come down into the valley and out the other side. Now I'm going to do a similar thing to the background. I'm not going to join up all of these lines. I'm going to erase the pencil. So some of the lines will stay, some of them will be a little bit less noticeable, and that's just because as things go into the background, one of the ways that you can make them feel less important than the things that happen in the foreground is by giving it less attention. And when you're doing an ink painting, one of the ways you can give something less attention is by giving it less ink. When you're doing a watercolor, you can give something a little less attention by not putting as much paint on, not as many layers. Let me just, there we go. I love it. Now, for the parts towards the horizon, I'm going to go in straight in with this quinacridone gold or a yellow. And I'm going to go straight in with a bit of orange on the tips. Because as my sun is rising or setting, depending what you want to do with it, it's going to hit those mountains there. It's going to hit that spot all the way to my lake. And just do that nice cast of yellow. To contrast with that, I'm going to use a bit of purple on the outsides. You don't want your purple to mix too much with your yellow because it will cancel the yellow out and make grey. But see how these purple sections here end up making the yellow feel even lighter. And there's a reason for that. If you understand the colour wheel, and purple and yellow are opposite each other on the colour wheel, so they create a balance. If you're ever trying to kind of create something that's quite balanced, you can have a purple and yellow. but they'll also cancel each other out if they, and they'll make grey if they end up blending too much together. That's why we put the yellow on in the middle and we've just snuck up on the outside, and only the little bits that are blending have touched each other. I'm going to move down to a number 3. A colour that's not going to cancel my purple out is red. So here I've got a little bit of alizarin crimson in with my purple, and it's not touching my yellow, but it's going to be the kind of the colour that touches the purple a bit more. So I've got a bit of a contrasting colour. Doesn't matter if my red touches my yellow because they're friends. They won't go very grey. Almost like it's a gorgeous, all the colours of the rainbow sunset kind of thing. Because when you see sunsets, you don't always see the colours that are that make the most sense in the landscape. A lot of the time people are like, oh, if I painted that, nobody would believe me. I'm just softening that edge there. And then I'm coming into my sienna. I've already activated my paints this morning. And then the sienna is a little bit orangey for the mountainside. Orangey brown is going to be fine with the red. So the only thing really is when we put the purple in. Got the sienna there moving its way up, and now I'm going to grab a little bit of green. I've just got a bit of Windsor green here, which is very bright, so I'm going to mix it with a tiny bit of red. Not too much because it'll go grey, but just the part closest to the lake is probably going to be nice and lush. A little bit of green coming up that mountain. There we go. How pretty is that? Our horizon all filled in. Oh, I love it. I don't think I will add any more detail to my horizon area, but I think I will put a couple of stripes with my sienna over here, just for my tent. So I'm just going to put a little bit of colour there and a little kind of curvy, 2 little curvy lines to make it feel like there's some tension in the tent. You know, I said we'll have a look at this at the end and make sure it makes sense. So we've got that one as well. Sometimes there's a little tension that's kind of curved like that in that part of the tent as well, isn't there? I haven't done the shoelace, so I'll do that now. I might go over my passport word. Passport to what? And with my my 0.2, so not too thick and not too thin, just any extra parts that I feel can be inked in a little bit more, I can round some of these rocks just to make it look a little bit more animated, a little bit more illustrative. Because you can't, when you're doing a composite work like this, you can't really finish every part of the drawing to a super high standard. You've kind of got to wait to the end and come in and see if there's anywhere that needs a little bit of extra oomph. So we could do a little triangle here. Any extra little cracks, we can take a little triangle here where these ones join. Makes it feel a bit more solid. You can make rocks that weren't previously there. How cool is that? I'm not going to do too much with her. Maybe a few flyaways. Not too much. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. There we go. Our gorgeous composite painting based on all of our prompts. We have made something gorgeous, plus even better, we have created a habit together. If you like this idea and you're thinking that we should continue it into week 3, then do let me know. I've got some ideas. I've had a look at the prompts, so I have actually got a few ideas. So if you are enjoying it, do make sure you reply to the emails and let me know. That's how I stay encouraged as well. Share what you've done in the group. And remember, if you're putting this on social media, do make sure you tag me. I would love to see it.